Hey, welcome to video number 2. This is Sun in Virgo, kind of about the message of the solar month, as well as the two lunations and some other stuff about the Sun's transit. So first I want to start with the transition from Leo to Virgo. Leo, of course, is ruled by the Sun, and there's an element of self-expression in needing to invest in who you are, what you feel, what you think, what you have to offer, what you have to say. It's very important to cultivate the confidence to realize and then own and express that you have an opinion with Leo energy. We all see, freight trains run amok, examples of ego problems with strong Leo energy. And we all see also wonderful, joyful, creative, playful expressions with Leo energy. And our task as humans in playing with ego is to figure out the right way to do it through validating ourselves. And if you think about, I often do, but I don't think I often do this in these videos, in this material for you, but there's a thing about, when you start with Aries, in my head this is where Aries is, whatever, Aries is announcing existence, right? Taurus is, oh, okay, great, now I exist, let me organize what's happening. Let me line things up and focus on the essentials to ensure survival. Okay, great. And then Gemini, oh, let me explore the world around me. Okay, great. Now that if I have all those things lined up, then I can explore the world around me. Then the transition from Gemini to Cancer is, okay, great. Now I know what's out there. Let me establish a solid foundation and let me put down roots. And then that's the end of the fourth part of the process, right? The Cancer to Leo is, okay, great. Now that I have my solid foundation after those previous things happened, now let me see what I can do. Let me see who I am and what I enjoy. What's fun? So that's the Leo thing, this progression from Aries up to Leo. And then the transition into Virgo is, what can I do that's useful? How can I help? Right? Can I be of service? Can I get better at something? Can I focus my time and energy to perfect something? So there's the energy of the transition from Leo to Virgo. In Leo, it's, I want to invest in who I am. In Virgo, it's, I kind of want to invest in see what I can get done and what I can improve. How can I improve so to be helpful? And of course, Virgo is about being of service. In a very unfair way, we might say when, we do Leo well, we're not serving, and Virgo we are. In Leo, we're playing. But really, who's to say that? I had a friend tell me this years ago when I was kind of, checking into how your mind works is the great way to look at this. And because I'm all about the personal side of the evolution of consciousness, I guess would be one kind of new age way to say it, to look at why you're having tension, why you're frustrated that something won't work, why, what do you think it means that everyone's canceling their plans or everyone's changing the story or the schedule? What do you think it means is more important than the fact that it's happening? So if you can step back and not be terribly stressed out because things are changing or not working according to your linear-logical self's plan, that's the best way, especially in Virgo. This energy of being aware of details and what isn't working. It could be very easy for your inner hothead to become activated because you're just trying to, I don't know, put the cap on this pen. I don't know, something very small, something inconsequential, like I'm just trying to do this little thing, what's wrong? And it may be that you need to really understand what motivates you and why you're having, why you have this stress in the first place. Because the problem isn't that 3D is not cooperating with your intentions. That's not the problem. The problem is that that most of us, for most of our lives, figure that when things don't work, there's something wrong with us. Because if everything was fine with us, we could control things, right? We could control outcomes. So again, this comes back to that linear logical self and the fact that most of us identify with our brains and that narrative all the time, and how that's really unhealthy. Okay, during the retro, Mercury will oppose retrograde Chiron and Pisces again, because it happened during the month of Leo. Saturday, September 10th at 23 degrees. So you've decided with Mercury retrograde that you're not going to be frustrated with what's happening and why it isn't working the way you expected, why everyone's changing the plan, and then your logistics get messed up because these three things had to happen first, and then blah blah blah, and then you can't find the keys, and then your phone broke, and but like a whole like linear logical mind, cascade of problems and complaints, right? But you're not going to do that, and you've decided to step back and chill out and observe that when things don't work, yes, let me look at why I'm frustrated. Let me understand that part of myself and understand why I'm so fucking control-oriented. Okay. But you're not going to do. And then when it's opposing Chiron and Pisces, your mind and the way you think and speak and perceive things is affected by energetic awareness. So that thing in the collective that's hard to deal with, let's say, I know a lot of people, honestly, who cannot get grounded because people treat animals in harmful ways. Like they cannot get their shit together because that reality exists in the world. There's no criticism I have for them, but it's just a marked inability to get sane and clear because this thing happens. They're swept away. They're taken away. For me, sexual violence, racism, slavery, whatever. Like everyone's got their thing, right? That might strike a deep chord. Mercury retrograde in Virgo. I obviously can't control anything. Opposing Chiron and Pisces. Oh my God, look at all this crap. What are you supposed to do? Your brain does not have the answer, is the point. Your brain does not have the answer because it needs to rest, retrograde. So get grounded and observe what you're feeling and thinking. Observe how something that happens in the external world or the world around you, whether it's from afar in the collective or it's close to home, across the room or whatever, upstairs, downstairs in your house, observe how you are affected and how the linear logical mind would engage in order to distract you. But that's not working correctly, so to speak, right now. So observe those patterns of avoiding dealing with pain and suffering. Well, one way to look at this is you are confronted by the reality of someone else's suffering, and you cannot get away. You cannot distract yourself. You cannot think your way through it. Something happens, it comes up, you're like, oh my God, I'm just going to go check my email and see if I can distract myself, and the email doesn't work. It's stuff like that. I can't distract myself from the reality of what's happening here. Then 2 days later, so let's start with the story of Jupiter. It is in late Virgo. It will head into Libra for the first time in this cycle, September 9th, and there's going to be a separate thing to tell that full story that will be available to you and will cost to anybody else. But I'll talk just briefly here. At the beginning of the solar month, Jupiter is conjunct Mercury, which is close to stationing. Venus is right in that mix. Jupiter in Virgo direct is still an orb of Chiron retrograde, though the aspect is separating. It is lightening up or lessening. But I want to just talk a little bit about that just for a moment to wrap up this story that's been going on for several months. This Chiron retrograde, or Chiron and Pisces, how we deal with energy and emotion, how we deal with our own sensitivities, our vulnerability, our own, especially in Pisces, our feeling that what is around us energetically can affect us, whether it's a person or a situation or something in the collective that comes to us through media of all kinds, right? Reading on the internet, Facebook, friends talking, news outlets, news or whatever. Whatever comes to us, we might have a thing about being triggered by these bigger things and feel susceptible to being taken over by these trends. I'm having my own thing with that too. It relates to something personally that I've experienced, but I'm also really affected by what I'm hearing about it. So that's a Chiron and Pisces bit. Chiron retrograde, reevaluate your relationship with that, with energy, with emotion, and how you deal with this, and how you have energetic boundaries. And energetic boundaries are not about shutting everything out, but it's about being clear you don't have to absorb what you carry, meaning we should be open. We should be heart open. That's the right way to do it. But we don't have to be so absorbent that we are handicapped by what we carry. Okay. Jupiter and Virgo opposing that. Jupiter and Virgo, I need to get specific. Virgo is about being direct and specific. It's about organizing things. It's about taking stock. It's about analysis, discernment, ranking things, essentially assigning value and then going with what is valuable. So Jupiter is about expansion and having faith, developing self-confidence, developing the willingness to allow that tomorrow can be better than today. And in Virgo, to do Virgo work is the path to this. So Jupiter and Virgo, I need to make this better. Opposing versus retro Chiron and Pisces, I'm not sure how I can deal with feeling this. So we're at the end of this story that's been going on for months and months. And I'm just encouraging you to be aware of how you respond to energy and emotion, aware of how you do and don't let yourself get activated when something needs doing or when someone needs help, and what vibration you're carrying if you do or don't do something, and if you do or don't help somebody. The vibration behind a choice, the motivation behind it, is much more important than what that choice actually is. Jupiter and Mercury